close are we to a StarNet?
A StarNet?
Like AI intelligence. How do you think this shit gonna end? Is a meteor gonna hit it? Is it gonna be the aliens?
Right.
Is it gonna be the robots? Is it gonna be the zombies?
Like a meteor is not gonna do it because take a sip on this.
Mm-hmm. He said a meteor is not gonna do it.
Dr. Gary Nolan
Damn, this nigga
said that they have evidence that there are multiple factions of non-human intelligences and they all don't get along with each other. Right?
Right.
Declassified footage called the Mosul Orb from satellite and drone footage from in war zones. They see these silver spheres on camera. It's been documented that these spheres go into outer space and change the trajectory of asteroids.
Oh, wow.
There's a gentleman by the name of Patrick Jackson. Patrick Jackson has an entire expose and presentation on his study of these silver spheres. And they always say they originate from out of the water. There is a global global defense system powered by some form of AI that is preserving the planet. Point blank, period.
So you don't ever think this bitch gonna get hit with no solar flare or nothing like that?
Well, in the Obama administration, they passed a bill to prepare cities and states for a potential solar flare, for sure.
That's wild.
Solar flares do exist.
For sure.
And
that's gonna be it.
No, here's the thing. Like, people always say like the end of the world, but we still here. The planet's been here for millions of years.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see it. I'm just.
And then, you know, like, if you just look at history, like, after every cataclysm, writing starts to pop up.
Right.
After every cataclysm, Ice Age, previously before that, you know, every flood, every religion have a flood story. Writing continues to pop up. You feel me? Like, to me, the end of the world is our sun going supernova and frying us. Until that happens, the Earth not going nowhere, bro. Like, there's somebody who is monitoring and preserving the Earth, bro. There's a different species that's. I don't even really believe that everybody is a flesh and blood human being, because it's been documented that the U.S. government ran studies to make sure everybody that was in government was a flesh and blood human. Robert Bigelow has a company called Bigelow Aerospace, and he's a tech billionaire. His company did studies. He said out of his mouth that they walk among us.
Man. Yeah, I mean, this is too much knowledge.
Let me ask you, I just got to ask, before you, man, what are some of the things that you tap in, read, for you to acquire some of this knowledge that you get? You know, for those people out there that want to know more about these type of things.
Some of the things I read?
Yeah, some of the things, because obviously you're well read, right? I mean, these are things that you're reeling out information that people don't probably readily know. You putting people on game. So I'm trying to, for those who want to get put on game, what are some of the things that you tapped in, documentaries or whatever it is that you listen to, look at, for you to get put on some of this game?
Okay, so there's a book called Dominion by a gentleman named Whitley Strieber. There's a book called Imminent by Luis Elizondo. There's a presentation by an ex-CIA agent called John Ramirez. He has a presentation on YouTube. And then there's a gentleman named John D'Souza, who's a retired FBI agent, who pretty much ran the X-Files program for the FBI. You know, I've been researching this since I was a child. You know, I didn't put in my 10,000 hours on this. You feel me? Like,
man, it's just crazy, man. What made you even be interested in these type of, because, you know, this is not, you know, it's very taboo, the information.
right.
You know, what made you just take an interest in it? Being from a Chicago, as a black young nigga from the streets.
So I was blessed to have a real mother, a good mama. You feel me? And my mom was a school teacher. I had showed signs as a kid of like having like violent tendencies. So she would keep me occupied, right? But I had an experience as a kid where I seen something flying in the sky. And, you know, if you study aviation, you know, the Wright brothers, you know, they took a certain path to get their plane to fly. And then if you study aerospace, I was a physics major at first when I went to college. So if you study aerospace, you know, in order to get a rocket to go into the air, you need thousands of pounds of jet fuel and a very powerful motor, right? Engine. Mm-hmm. I seen something that was flying without any of that. That intrigued me. So I went to go research. And I went to go research expecting to find that there was some sort of technology that somebody was operating, but it wasn't like that. You feel me? It was non-human in the literature that I was studying.
Right.
So